Hello, my name is Ida Sharma. Here we are going to see how to deploy an automation decision service using CICD pipeline. So this demonstration is divided into three videos. First video will cover how to configure ADS project. Second video will cover how to create a CICD pipeline. And third video will cover how to trigger the pipeline from Git. So coming to the basics, we are having a Red Hat OpenShift cluster over which we have deployed IBM Cloud Pak for automation. This CP4BA contains Business Automation Studio, which contains some automation services like document processing, workflow, decision management, and content services. We are going to focus on decision management. So under decision management comes automation decision service, which is actually a decision capability uh, which business experts can use to capture some information and automate some repeatable decisions. So we start first from the decision designer to create the decision service. Then we build the decision service and deploy it either using the first way, that is CI/CD stack, or the second way using embedded build service. We are going to use CI/CD stack here. And then the last part is to deploy the decision service and consume it from the decision runtime. Let's get started. So this is our IBM Cloud Pak for automation, and this is Business Automation Studio. We need to create a decision automation project first. So click on create, choose decision automation. After creating the project, we need to create the decision service. So there are three ways to do that. Firstly, we can create from the scratch. Another way is to import the zip project. And the third way is to browse a sample from the ADS that is provided by the ADS. So I already have one project in my GitHub repository. So I will be importing this. So this decision service consists of single decision model called daily advice, and this decision model consists of two inputs, weather information and person information. Weather information is what we have defined in our data model in this project, and person information is not defined in the data model. We are going to use this through external library. So external library is actually a Java library which is deployed on some Maven repository. It consists of POM files and some vocabulary files. These Java files define the custom data type, the functions in these custom data types. Here we are using person as the custom data type. Uh, how to create this external library, how to deploy it, all these information are written in the description. You can follow those links to deploy the external library. I have deployed it on a Maven repository, which is actually a service on my OpenShift cluster. So this is the library, ADS sample library. We need these three things: group ID, Artifactory ID, and version to import this in our uh, project. So we need to copy these things. Here we need to go to settings first. So go to the project, settings, external library, import, and we need to give the information here. Now this is the external library. Here you can see we have defined person and some attributes for that. Now we need to see how this work. Also, after importing the external library, you need to add it to your data model. So make sure your external library appears here. If not, you need to click on add library and add the specific library here. Also make sure that you have at least one data decision operation, because this is the entry point for your decision service to be executed. So you need to create that. Let's just try to run this decision model to see what is the result of this decision model. So we have person information, country and input name, and we have weather information, temperature, rain forecast, and storm alert, which is not checked. So let's run it. It will give us a daily advice based on this information. So based on country, my name, and weather information, it is giving me an advice: take a quote. So this is what our decision model describes here. Now the next part is to connect this decision service to a GitHub repository so that we can share our changes with collaborators. Also, it will be used when we will be creating our pipeline. So we need to link it. So go to the project, click on this GitHub link section. Here you need to provide the GitHub repository, your project repository URL. So for me it is this. Now you need to provide some credential like API key, username or SSH key. I will be providing the API key. So I have provided the API key. Let's just connect it. So we are connected. Now the last part, now we are actually done. The last thing is to just share our changes. So if there is any conflict, we need to resolve it. I'm overwriting with my changes. We need to make sure that it doesn't create any conflict. Share your changes to your repository. So we have successfully shared our changes. Now we are ready to deploy our decision service, and first of all for that we need to build it. So we will be using CI/CD pipeline for that, and we will be creating that in our next video. Thanks for watching.